Like, oh my God. I am so happy with this. I'm just gonna stare at this and take some pictures and stuff.
How many in the vehicle?
Just myself.
Just yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, yo!
You're good.
Summer tire head ass.
Every little thing you do, it gets me thinking. By another shot, you got me drinking. Girl, you shut me down and there's no witness. Got me in my feels, she would never listen. All the alcohol is in my liver. I guess I lost and you're the winner.
Boys, I think I just found the source of all this rattling that's been going on the car. It's this little heat shield right here, I think. This hoe isn't even tight. Okay, we've got everything out of the trunk here. I got the liner, that heat shield so we can reach the top hat over here. We can reach the side over here. I went ahead and zip tied down, and I also disconnected the antenna because it'll just like randomly pop up on my way home from work, and I don't use the radio at all, so I just disconnected it. That way it'll just stop acting up. Like I said, I zip tied all of the little lines and everything that were running around down here and kind of got them laid out nicer. Got this little trunk liner secured back over here where it belongs. So yeah, I kind of got sidetracked in here just doing some cleanup in the trunk, but I do think it's going to be worth it overall. But while I was in here, I went ahead and oiled up all of the bolts that we're going to have to loosen, and I've been letting them sit for a little bit, so everywhere that I could or will need to loosen is all nice and oiled up, and they should come off relatively easy. So we're at that point now where we can actually start loosening everything. So I'm going to start in the top. I'm going to loosen those. I'm going to leave them just kind of hand tight, that way nothing falls out on me. But I'm gonna start there, and then we'll pull them out of the bottom of the shock here. And if I can get them out with relative ease, then that'll be nice. But if I have to actually remove the, I believe this is the upper control arm, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I also lubed this upper control arm here and up where it meets the chassis here. And just in case, it'll be ready to go and should come off pretty easily. So yeah, we can go ahead and get started. This set of OEM shocks looks absolutely terrible. The little boot that kind of sits in there is obviously really torn, but the look at that. The bump stop just kind of floats around on this side, and then the other side, the driver's side, doesn't even have a bump stop on it. So no wonder that side like bottoms out all the time. Yeah, it's gonna be really nice to get this crappy original suspension out of the car and just get some new nice firm stuff put in here. So let's get started with that. This side might be a little bit difficult because I have the fuel tank in the way. Let's see here. Maybe without an extension I can reach that one. Like a 9/16 should fit relatively easy. Oh, thank God that wasn't super tight. Alright, now that we've got everything loosened out of the trunk, again, hand tightened is all that we really have left for those, but now that they are good, let's go ahead and pull them out of the bottom, shall we? And remember to always do this part. Honestly, you probably shouldn't be using a drill either. You should be doing this by hand, but I am not super duper worried because this is 20-plus-year-old suspension. But keep your fingers out of the spring. I'm holding the very top with my palm, and face either end of your shock away from any body. That way, in case something bad happens and it shoots out in either direction, you will hopefully get minimally hurt and nobody around you will get hurt. Now, what I just did isn't recommended for putting them back on because you could scuff up the strut, but all you gotta do is slow down the strut more than the nut that's coming off, and inevitably you'll take it off. There's the bushing, which I'm gonna replace, and then the hat with the little seal in there. And then we've got the lower bushing, which again I'm going to replace. And the smaller one, the one with the flat bottom looks like, is the one that goes lower. So they go like that. And actually, it even tells you right there, up. Does this one say anything? This one doesn't say anything because it's the same, but this one says up, so that's good to know. And the flat one goes on the bottom. Turn with those. And then we will remove this, and these three pieces right here I need. This nut, these three bushings, and all of this are garbage. So we're going to, I'm gonna throw this back on there, throw this back on there, put the nut on there, just like that. And now we can slowly remove our clamps off of the spring here, and we can throw all this away. There we go. Pull our little pins out, remove those. And you can rent these from AutoZone. I rented them permanently. So you put your card on file, you rent them, and then if you don't bring it back, they just charge you, or they just leave the charge on there. They charge you its value right away, and then when you return it, they give you your money back. So because I didn't return it, they just kept the money, and I kept the part. So they are mine now. And I've officially used them successfully this one time. But yeah, here is the spring. Not too bad. Let's try out the strut. Just got one hand on it. One hand, bro. I'm not even putting my body weight on it. And look how slowly. Look how slowly that is. These are shot. These are absolutely shot. Luckily, because of how short these springs are, I don't have to go a whole lot, but I do need to go enough to be able to connect everything, so we're almost there. Okay. Now, one little trick I saw to be able to hold on to this while you torque it down, put a screwdriver right here. And I just have it sitting against the stud there. And just like that, we have our new suspension. We've got a brand new shock. I did use the original little, I don't even know what you'd want to call that. Like, I guess some sort of a bushing or a little deadening thing, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what you'd call it. I don't do this for a living. But I did use the original one. I don't really care that it's kind of badly worn out because it still beats metal on metal contact. So I did just go ahead and mash that in there. I did not use the little, I guess that would be the boot. I did not use that because it turns out the shock that I pulled out of the car exploded. And that's why it wasn't working well, because it popped. And so as soon as I removed the boot, all this powder and what used to be liquid just came pouring out of it. And so did not use that. It also just looks like crap, and I like the way that this orange and alloy looks, so I don't want to ruin it with a nasty 22-year-old boot. But yeah, so we've got H&R lowering springs. We got Koni shock. We got a 5X branded cambered / lowered kit bump stop. And then we've got OEM Mazda upper lower bushings, and top hat is original. Went ahead and just cleaned all of these up. I went and took them outside and I scrubbed them down so they're nice and clean. And oh, and same thing, I used the little rubber underneath the hat that was already in there. So this is the setup. Much smaller than the one that I took out of there. We're gonna tighten these guys up here all the way down, and then luckily I already completely torque spec'd the shock nut as well. So that is totally good to go. Let's just get these in, and then we'll go back down to the bottom, get the upper control arm reinstalled, and we'll see how everything looks. I already did the other side, so the rear will officially be done after this side. This rear side of the suspension is totally done. Take a look. That looks so much better. Absolutely a huge improvement. Man, it's not that this is like hard work or anything. I mean, it is, like, it's hot, you're bending over, stuff like that, but like it just takes a little while, and it's kind of like once you got all your tools actually set out and ready to go, then it starts being pretty quick. But my GoPro's about to die, so we are going to go ahead and cut the video here for a little bit. I'm gonna move up to the front. I'm not gonna film it, same process. The fronts will probably be more difficult. That's why I started with the rears, because they're a little bit longer in the front, but I mean, you get the process. So we're gonna skip ahead in the video, and I will see you wherever I pick this back up. All right, it is now like 4 hours later. I don't have my watch, but it's about 4 hours later. I ordered some iced tea, drank on that. That helped a lot, actually. Give me some energy I needed. And we got it done finally. So let's take a look. So here are the rears. It's kind of hard to see, I guess. It's getting dark. But here are the rears. And here are the fronts. Yep, there they are. I know it's a little bit hard to tell, but they are in. And honestly, I put them like side by side, which I know is always just like a rough estimate. And the rears, I would say, were probably like ½ an inch shorter. Just fully assembled, just sitting next to each other, were like ½ an inch shorter. But the fronts were like 1 inch to 1.25 inches shorter. So they were much easier to put back. It was a nightmare to get the original ones out. It really was. It took me like 1.5 hours per side. And that was with knowing exactly what I needed to do. It was just trying to get them out was not fun. So I'm glad I had a tea break. A little bit last bit of water. That's it, and it was hot. All right, let's get the wheels put on. Let's get it off of the blocks, And let's see what the height looks like. I'm excited to see the difference.
Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control? You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. So much water. I'll run, I'll hide. Darkness always has me.
I'm excited. This has been a process for a while. Been slowly collecting all the parts to do this for a couple of months now. So I'm excited to see it. Okay. That's definitely a lot lower. That's definitely a lot lower. That's way better, and it hasn't even settled yet. Dude, this is way better. Oh my god, and it's only a couple of inches, but when it's a monster truck, a couple inches goes a long way, and it hasn't even settled yet. Like, it's actually firm. I have to push a lot harder to get it to bounce. Dude, the alignment is trash, but it looks so much better. Wow, dude, look at this. This is so much better. I should have done it before and after. I have the measurements, so we can still do that. Dude. Dude. Looks just a little bit lower from the back, but then wait till you come outside. Bro, I'm tucking in the front, bro. How is this possible? Yo. Alright, let's go take it around the block real quick, help it settle, and then we're gonna take a look at what it looks like somewhere flat. I'm so hyped. Dude, I don't even care that it's not painted right now. It looks so much better. It actually looks like a sports car now. It doesn't look like it was just neglected, which it still looks neglected, but it actually looks like it's a build in progress now because it's not a monster truck. Dude, every car looks good lowered, man. Every car. This is the H&R Sport lowering springs. This is the Koni, I want to say it was the Koni Sport, but it could have been the, I don't know, whatever. They're orange. And then it's got the 5X low, super low bump stops, and it's on OEM wheels, bro. And then obviously I have the 20mm spacers, so the fitment is freaking absolutely so baller. This took me a couple of weeks. I'm sorry, it took me a couple of months because money's tight, parts are expensive, and there was a whole bunch of other crap on this car that was broken. So it took me a little while to save up for the lowering springs, and then the shocks went on sale on Fitment Industries. They were 75 off for the pair, so instead of almost 300 a piece, they were 200, like 204. So I affirmed those, because when a sale like that happens, I would rather affirm it at a good price than pay cash at full price, you know what I'm saying? Oh, so freaking worth it. I just need to murder it out now and maybe get some side skirts. Oh, I'm so excited, guys. I'm gonna stop ranting though. I'm just gonna stare at this and take some pictures and stuff, but drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe to my channel, please. This was a lot of work, please. This video does not show nearly the amount of work that went into this just now. This was a lot of work. And then I still have to sit down and edit this, so that's another couple hours. So please, I know that's not just a reason to drop a subscribe, but if you enjoyed it at all, if you found it informative, if this sold you at all on this setup, please leave a like, drop a comment, something. Let me know. It helps the algorithm find my channel. Seriously trying to grow. It's been 3 years in the making. Let's hit 2,000 subs. Let's do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Drink water, be safe, and I will see you next time.